Hey, it's Adam, Avalon Auto, Alpharetta, Georgia, AvalonAutoAtlanta.com. I've got both versions of the 200 series in, both built, so figured I'd make a comparison video. There's always a lot of questions for people when they're starting to look into them. It's like, hey, is the Lexus any better than the Land Cruiser? The Land Cruisers are typically $4 or $5 grand more than a comparable LX570. Personally, I like the fit and finish on the interior of the 570s better than the Cruisers. However, these are 3 years apart. So this is a 2010 LX570. This is my personal. I've had it for a little over 5 years. This is a 13 Cruiser. The 13 does have some bells and whistles that I wish my 570 had, mainly heated steering wheel and radar cruise. Other than that, they drive pretty much the same. Mine F570 still has AHC, active height control suspension. It's just sensor lifted. This Cruiser has a Ironman Foam Cell Pro full suspension. Both of them have SPC upper control arms. The Cruiser's got the newer style of the SPC upper control arms. They both have TKO fabrication sliders. They both have zero offset 17-inch wheels. However, my 570 has 35 1250 17s, so they're a bit thicker and they poke a good bit more than the 285 75 17s. They both get about the same gas mileage. I think the Cruiser gets maybe 1 gallon or so more, probably just because a little bit less weight on the tires, a little less rolling resistance or something, or it's just how the previous owner drove it, because I drive the piss out of this thing. But I like it a lot. So this Cruiser's got a rival front bumper. We built this one back in 2023. Local guy bought it. He continued modifying it and ended up trading it back in on a sports car. We just got it out of detail, and I'm like, ooh, this is perfect time to make a comparison video of the Cruiser versus the 570, because they're both the same bones, same engine, same trans, same seats for the most part, at least in the middle and the third rows. They both have the same symptoms, these little pressure tab things, same thing. This one's got some little bit of trail scar here on the back bumper. Mine does too. This was boulders at Windrock, coming off of rock ledges and backing in, trying to turn around. I already replaced the lens, but 570 has a roof rack on it, Prinzu. This one would love one as well, if the next owner would please do that. This one does have the chrome delete, which I like, and I'm probably going to do the same thing on mine, because I do like how it looks with the chrome delete. But I mean, they even have the same moldings on the side for the most part. Interiors, very similar. Cruiser is a little more Toyota-y, just with how that stack is. And the Lexus looks like a Lexus. I did just get my seats both fully recovered in new leather. It was much more expensive than I thought, because we normally do a vinyl type recover, but it smells like new leather too, so I love it. It's about $1,200 for anybody asking. $600 a seat, which is my wholesale cost. We do a ton of work with this guy. But again, my 2010 does not have the heated steering wheel, does not have the radar cruise, but does have heated cooled seats, as does the Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser's got heated cooled seats, has all the same crawl control. This 13 Cruiser has the tight turning radius feature as well, which I've only seen used once. I forget the show. But we recovered this console back in 2023, and the driver's seat both have the cool box. So the LX and the Cruiser both have a cool box. At least these ones do. I mean, these both even have the same WeatherTechs, same ones. Trying to think of any other difference. They both have the power rear TV in them. So only operated by the switch on the front. Forgot I had boxes back here. But I mean, even the back seats are pretty much the same. This one does have a power slide. This one does not. So the LX, let's see, you can move these up and back on the LX, which you cannot on the Cruiser. Also, one thing that I noticed in driving this for a week, this rear gate is not power on the Land Cruiser. It is power on the LX. The third row on the Cruiser is not power. It is power on the LX. However, my LX, I have deleted said third row in favor of a drawer system, which I also very much love. So the drawer system is great. You keep all your recovery gear, other knickknacks, GMRS radios, all the stuff I use to bolt my things to my roof rack. It's got the dual slides, so you got 15 cases of water in here from Costco. You just bring them halfway to you. It's very nice. Extra little storage cubbies on the side, paper towels, TP. You never know when you're gonna need that. Med kits, extra jackets, shoes, hats, of course. That Cruiser did have this shelf that I liked a lot, so I took it out because when we reinstalled the third row in this, there ain't no way to have the third row and the shelf, so it didn't work together. But again, the LX has a power third row, the Cruiser does not. The LX has a power rear gate, which mine is messed up because I put this ladder on it. And there's a little sensor tab back there. But so for the most part, they are the same vehicle. I mean, there are some fit and finish differences. There are some suspension differences. I like the ride on the Active Height Control, the AHC suspension. The ride on this Ironman Foam Cell Pro is fantastic as well. I mean, a really, really nice setup on this. So the Foam Cell Pro, I would not go nitro. I would do the Foam Cell Pro or the Dobinson's IMS. These things do have some weight to them. But I mean, this is a great comparison. This one does have some ditch lights that were not installed yet. We don't have the brackets for them. I think we're actually going to gift them to our sales guy, Frank, to put on his Tundra. But, pretty much they're the same. It's little small differences, different front bumpers, different headlights, but the bones are the same. Also, the Cruiser has KDSS, so kinetic dynamic sway system, whatever. So on this side, you'll see the big piston for the KDSS. So it should theoretically not sway as much. However, that does limit some of your suspension. I know on the GX470s, building one with KDSS, it always leans and it causes problems. I don't see that as often on the Cruisers, but if you search through the forums, through YouTube, there are quite a few videos on how to correct KDSS lean on a 200 series, where the LX is just a standard sway bar system. It gets its sway from, or resistance from, the dynamic suspension. So again, both have crawl control, different speeds, but the LX does have the adjustable dampening. So you've got comfort, sport, neutral. It is a pretty big difference in these. So like if I'm towing our 22-foot car hauler trailer and I have it in sport, it's pretty stiff. I honestly don't like it. I like towing with the middle or even the comfort. And you'll notice a lot more movement with the comfort. I also have the cup holder insert. I think it's Ben 3D printing or something. Same as the Cruiser, but the Cruiser style is a little different. It's not a full replacement, but it does give you a better cup holder, usable. So again, very, very, very similar cars. There's really not a better option. I think, it comes down to budget, price, what you want, but they are, for all intents and purposes, the same car with a few different options between them. Both of these are awesome. The seats feel great. They both drive pretty much the same. Again, I like some of the more wood grain on the LX. With that being said, the LX wood grain on these years, especially 8 to 15, does this shit. So it will delaminate. It will. This one I just replaced. It's a $600-something piece. I waited about 4 years, and enough buddies busted my balls about it that I did go ahead and order it and replace it. But even around here, this stuff is starting to peel up and crack, which I've seen some a lot worse than this. But that is one defect of the wood grain that I do not see in Toyotas. The Toyota wood grain may or may not be real wood. I don't know. But the Lexus ones definitely do have some peeling issues over time. I also feel like even the leather on the steering wheel on the Lexus is a bit softer style leather than on the Cruiser. Seats have both been recovered, so it's not really a fair comparison, but they're both exceptionally comfortable. I like the simple console lid on the Cruiser versus these slider armrests on this generation of LX, because they always break. Mine are pretty much glued together because they were broken. But, you know, it comes down to fit and finish. So I would go test drive them. I love the way the AHC suspension rides. I do like being able to lower it when I'm, going on a camping trip or something, or loading up equipment or something on my roof rack. It's a nice thing to be able to drop that thing down 3 or 4 inches, basically sit it on its tires and give yourself a little extra room. Or if you're pulling into a parking garage. I know when I was coming down to a doctor's appointment in one of the hospitals, I had to go in the garage. I hit that thing, the height warning beam. I was able to drop it down, roll it in, and get into a close parking spot. You can't do that on a static suspension. But, again, it's rare I'll have both of these things sitting next to each other. So it's kind of a cool opportunity to do a comparison video. Again, 2010 LX570, 2013 Toyota Land Cruiser, both sitting on very similar specs. 0 offset 17-inch wheels, but one with 35s, one with 285/75, so a 34, and a little skinnier. Active the sensor lift only. This one is a $3,000 suspension system. So I was able to lift mine with a 10mm wrench in about 10 minutes. This one took a bit more than that. Both of them do have SPC upper control arms. Mine are old, and they're not the new style. So, whatever that's worth. But anyways, both of them have TKO fab sliders. I mean, very cool builds, very similar. This one, of course, has a big old bumper on it. But Adam with Avalon Auto, let us know what else you want to see. Cool opportunity to document the differences of the 200s.